Are you struggling as a solo? Not getting that amazing start you need to kickstart that wipe? Well, you're in the right place. Today, my beautiful people, I'll be explaining how to get the best possible start for you solo players. Let's get into the video. So, let's pick our server. If you are new or inexperienced with the game, I suggest playing low pop servers, as you will have a better chance of learning the game. You can also play solo servers, so you won't get absolutely rapunzeled by big teams. And overall, you'll enjoy it more. Now, once you have picked that server you want to play, take a big look at the map and decide where you want to live. As a solo, I suggest living in low PvP areas, such as the snow biome, and also around the ocean. At the moment, the ocean is super OP for solos, as there's no clans living around there, and it gives you that time and space to get your wipe going. Now let me tell you why I think the ocean's good. In the ocean, you have the labs, which I think, at this very moment of time, is the best place for solos. You get components and also a shit ton of high quality metal. Around these labs and around the whole sea, you find the sunken ships that also give you comps. And if you are feeling confident, you can go to the oil rigs to get those tier 3 items. But then you may say, what's the point going there if we don't have the cards? But that will also be brought up soon. We have all these comps and high quality metal, but we don't have a recycler. In my opinion, build close by to a recycler to make it easy access to get that scrap you need. I'd like to add also that safe zones are super duper important too, as there's also a free workbench one, and you can make a compound bow to kickstart that fucking grind. This weapon is super OP, and I can guarantee a snowball will be there soon. Now, if you don't want to be stuck in that Primlock phase, I suggest playing UKM. If you put your hours into UKM, training at AK spray, training at MP5, I guarantee positive results. What's the point holding a weapon you don't know the recoil to? So get yourselves in UKM, boys. Train it up. Since we are on the PvP side of this, I want to give you some tips of when you are PvPing. I strongly recommend always bringing barricades, since if you get shot in the arse, you're pretty much dead as a solo. But if you do have that barricade, you place it down and it gives you time to med. Also, never refuse to bring a silencer. Silent but deadly. That's the key, boys. Now let's go on to the puzzles. I'd also like to mention, as a solo, you should never be starting fights unless you know you can get the kill. You always want a third party fights, coming in at the end, sweeping in on the last people, killing them, and getting all the loot. You do not want to overstay, otherwise you'll end up dying. As a solo, the puzzles are very important, as some of them actually have recyclers in it, so you're safe from the outside. You also get the green card, blue card, and the red card, in which you can take to oil to get that big old juicy loot. Let's talk about a base design. In my honest opinion, always stick to one base design, especially as a solo. You don't want to make too big a base, but also, you don't want it too little. You need to make sure you can keep the upkeep, and also make bloody sure it's a bunker. They are busted. You can find base builds on the YouTube, so yeah, just type in solo base build and a ton of them will pop up. Choose your favourite one, and Bob's your uncle. Now let's talk about some important binds you may not use, but honestly, you should be using them. The first one I'd like to say is to use physics.60. This allows you to have the maximum jump at all times. So when you're trying to do that launch site jump on that stone, you get it every time. Next is automatic sprinting, or as we call it, auto run. This is the bind here on the screen. Whack that in, and you don't have to hold W down for the rest of your life. Next up we have auto attack. This is good for when you're gathering in the dark and can't see the X spots. This is the bind here on the screen. I hope you enjoy. Now, you should also know the importance of helicopters. If you buy a heli as a solo, it gets you around the whole map, You can fly to the safe zones, cargo, oil rig, you can drive to the deep snow to farm. It just takes that risk away from dying whilst roaming on foot. That's if you can fly. If you don't know how to fly, there's a lot of flying servers, so go practice there. Now obviously I haven't gone over every single little thing, but I think these are the most important ones. Comment below if you want any more help or have any questions. I'll make sure to reply to them as soon as possible. This has been your boy Heidi. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.